Hello, here I am, Psychic Cafe. Wow, I got up at 6:30. I woke up and I have been so busy. Had a little bit of a meditation, but then I just made all of the videos for next week, all the daily reads and the weekly read. And just got my coffee ready. I got my coffee. I got my cards. Just in time for this. Right, let me just go on my own live and make sure it's there. There we go. So if you aren't watching, then just pop me a message, say hello, tell me where you're from, where you're watching from. I know I'm one of the people watching. Hey Nikki, hey, how are you? Got your coffee? Oh no, you can't drink coffee at that time of night, you'll never sleep. Got matchsticks? Matchsticks, huh? Why matchsticks? Yeah, so just busy. Woke up at 6:30 and I've just done all the daily reads for the week and I've done the weekly read and just got my coffee ready and just in time to get on to do this. And so I'm feeling good. I slept really good last night. Really good. I'm feeling good today. Got the cat. She's in. All is well. How are you, Nikki? Wow, well done for being up in the middle of the night. But you were saying that you're a night person anyway, huh? I'm not. I'm a morning person. 2 a.m., yeah. Still buzzing from the coffee. Oh, matchsticks for your eyes. I get it now. I get it. Okay, so that's awesome. You're good. I'm good. We're all good. Anyone else on? Just let me know who you are, where you're from. So, did you watch the daily read for today? Have you watched it yet? Pretty early for you, Nikki, but it's a really good one. So you can see why I was so excited when I did the weekly read after the daily reads last week when I was recording them on this day last week. I was so excited in the weekly read because of the progression of the days. Like all of the days for the daily reads last week were all seem to be building up to something, and then today's is amazing. It's like opening up to limitless possibilities, what's available. So I want to go more into that energy, ask what else have we got for today? Well, that's not connected, but I guess it is. So yeah, more guidance for today. This is more the inner stuff behind it. So all about respect. We all want more respect. And it seems like it's coming out from outside of ourselves, but it never is. It's always coming from inside of ourselves. Thanks, Nikki. No, I've just been doing the videos, that's why. So when I'm, on Sundays, I do all the videos for the upcoming week. So I get up in the morning and have a shower and I wash my hair and then I blow dry it and then get to work. So I've just spent the last hour, maybe more, doing those. And I actually messed up. This week we've got Monday being the 30th. We've got Tuesday being the 1st. Do you know how hard it is to say Tuesday the 1st, Wednesday the 2nd? Because I want to say Monday the 1st, Tuesday the 2nd, Wednesday the 3rd. Well, Wednesday and Thursday I messed up, so I'm going to have to, but the content's good, so I'm going to have to, I don't know, put some speech bubble over my mouth, edit the video somehow to change that because I got it wrong. So yeah, thank you for the compliment, but I'm looking like this because it's video day. Hello everyone that's joining us. Let us know who you are, where you're from. So I'm going to be doing little readings for you and answering your questions. So if you've got any questions about psychic stuff, about how it works, or about maybe things that you've heard from psychics before, I know with a lot of customers, some people come to me about things that other psychics have told them. So It could be that a psychic told you something many years ago, and it's kind of locking you into a belief system that isn't serving you. And so sometimes it's good to get clarity on things that you believe that you've heard from another psychic or even from me. Although I very rarely tend to do the prediction kind of things, and it tends to be the prediction stuff that hinders people. Same here, totally lost any notion of what day it is. It's Sunday for me today. I like Sundays. So yeah, maybe I should take myself out for breakfast. I had such a good breakfast yesterday. I want to eat it again now. So yeah, going more into the energies for today. So watch that daily read because it's awesome. I've done so many readings since then, since I watched it like an hour and a half ago, that I'm a bit disconnected from the energies in that reading. But yeah, this is saying about respecting yourself. And so that respect it seems like it's coming from outside of you, but it's not. You've got to respect yourself first, and then you get mirrors back. So one way of looking at this is to look at someone who really respects themselves, someone who's really confident in themselves and has got a lot of self-respect, is looking after themselves. Say, who's a good example of that? Richard Branson. Maybe he's not the best example of that, because people think of him and then think of the the business success and stuff that he's had. Someone that really looks after themselves and respects themselves. Oprah does. Again, she's another successful one. Who else? Who really? There's lots of people, because I'm doing lots of research about health, macronutrition, athletic performance. So there's a lot of people that I am aware of now, because I'm listening to the podcasts and stuff, people that really look after themselves, really respect themselves. And so they're examples, but you probably won't know them. So it would be no good me saying those names to you. But probably in your own personal life, there's people that that have got a lot of respect for themselves, that look after themselves. I like to think that I'm one of those people now, for other people to look up to in that way. So I've got a lot of self-respect, and I really look after myself these days. And so that gathers respect from other people, from around you. You get those mirror reflections. And so the more you embody that respect for yourself and look after yourself, the more you get respect back. Not just from other people, from the universe too. So the universe raises its bar. It's like you can expect the best. You can sit and be depriving yourself and expect good things from everyone else and good things from the universe, and it's not going to happen if you're depriving yourself, if you're not looking after yourself. So the more you look after yourself, the more you do the best for yourself, the more everyone else raises themselves to look after you too. So it starts with you. Yeah, my cup is huge. Yeah, because it's a Yeti, and so it keeps it warm. So I do these for an hour. So it's not full, it's not, that's what, half a litre, now more than that, of coffee. No, it's about half full, but it's like 2 cups. There's 2 cups of freshly brewed coffee in here. Yeah, and I just put it in here to keep it warm so I can sip at it and it stay warm. I don't know why my voice is so croaky today. After the first couple of daily reads videos that I did, it got croaky and it stayed like that. I'm just talking too much. So that's about respect. The next little bit of guidance for today is about the past, looking back in the past, what's happened in your life up until now. Not looking back in anger. Not looking back in resentment or looking back pessimistically. It's about looking back at the good things that have happened, so that you get into the energy of things are going well and things have gone well. I know it's like something happens in our lives. We go through a phase. Maybe it was a relationship or it was a job or whatever, and all through that, when we initiated it, when we manifested it, it was good. And then we learn more, we grow more, we want more. And then we start to see more of the negatives. And then we make decisions for ourselves and we move on from it, right? And that's the way that life goes. But then we can either look back at that and look at it as it actually was. We can look at it as being a mixed bag. As we can see it as being, first of all, it was what we wanted, and we saw the positives in it, and then we started seeing the negatives in it, and we grew through that. We started expecting more, and we grew from it, and we can look at that as it was. Or we can pessimistically look back and only see the negative parts of it. And that's really where we hinder ourselves. And that's what our mind wants to do. It wants to look at the negative. It wants to justify why we're leaving something. And when you do that, you lock yourself into things not going well. It's like when you start looking at things with the mindset that it didn't go well, you lock yourself into that energy, and you start attracting things that won't go well. You start looking at everything like that in your life, and it's a natural progression. So it's like the grieving process. You don't need to rush it. So you don't need to feel bad if you're locked within that, looking pessimistically at it, justifying why you've left something. Because that's just a natural part. It's like the natural letting go process. It's the natural detaching process. What you don't want to do is get stuck there. Yeah. And so it's good to allow yourself to go through that process, but not get stuck there. Eventually try and turn yourself around to seeing it as it really is, that it was a mixed bag. Because everything's a mixed bag. I'm really seeing that now. It's like I learned about this concept of wise selfishness. And I realized from that there's a wise everything, and there's an unwise everything. So you've got selfishness. Selfishness can be positive and it can be negative. So you've got selfishness, which is just like not caring about anyone else, how they feel, what they want, and just kind of pushing your agenda onto people, or using people, abusing people. There's that kind of selfishness. And then there's wise selfishness, this looking after yourself, doing what's best for you, and not necessarily taking away from anyone else, nor putting other people first. It's not about ignoring people. So there's the wise version of it. And I've realized from thinking about that, from learning about that and thinking about that it's like that for everything. There's a positive and a negative side of everything. Everything is in balance. So what else? Giving. Okay, so you can think that giving is really good, but of course there's a negative side of giving. There's codependency. There's giving without getting anything in return, without any balance, without any reciprocity. There's being a doormat. So there's always positive and negative. There's a wise way of doing everything. There's not anything that's all bad, and there's not anything that's all good. Two sides to everything. I forgive it, especially my past trauma. It took me a long while to move through the different stages. Yeah, and it is. There's stages. And the more you can accept that there's stages and accept yourself going through it and just feel each part of it, then the faster you go through it, because then you're not punishing yourself for it at the same time. And I used to do that. I used to punish myself for it. So especially with negative thinking. I'm quite a positive thinker, but if you had access to my inner mind, especially in the last, say, 5 years, since things were going better for me, but then I was expecting more and more of myself, especially as far as manifestation was concerned. And so inside my mind, I was kind of expecting faster manifestations. I was kind of being really hard on myself, expecting myself to be more positive and be more focused than I could. Just like not just allow myself to experience life and emotions as they actually are. And it's funny, since I learned not to do that, since I learned to sit with whatever's going on and just allow myself to go through it and feel it, addictions have fallen away. My addictions have fallen away. I'm spending more time by myself a lot of the time, but I'm not isolating myself. Like, I still spend time with friends, but I'm way happier. I'm not hardly ever drinking now. When was the last time I had a drink? I just don't even think about it anymore. So it would have been a couple of weeks ago. Food is interesting for me now because I'm really doing it for my athletic abilities. So got to the point where it's not about weight loss anymore. I'm at my lean weight now. I could maybe lose a kilo, but I want to do that slowly because I really don't have much body fat. And so it's not about that anymore. It's about giving me energy and having the power when I'm training, and having the endurance when I'm training. And it's really interesting. So yeah, I'm really fine tuning my nutrition at the moment for that. So nutrition I do have an addiction to chocolate, and I tried to stop that. Like I've started buying more fruit, thinking if I give myself more fruit, maybe I won't eat 3 or 4 bars of chocolate a day. It hasn't happened. I'm eating all the fruit and the chocolate. I'll show you. Let me show you. It's a bit embarrassing, but yeah, this is my addiction at the moment. Top bars. Top bars. I don't just buy them as single bars. I buy the whole box. And I'd like to say that a box like this lasts me a month, but it doesn't. It doesn't even last me 2 weeks. I eat so many of these. It's ridiculous. So I've still got a bit of addiction going on there. I just don't seem to be able to stop it. And like I'm trying to eat more and more protein now to stop myself from that, like to fill myself up. I obviously need the calories. I can still lose weight. I can eat 4 bars of those a day and still lose weight. So yeah, I'm trying to get the calories from somewhere else, from something healthy, and not top bars, but I'm really struggling with it. I'm really struggling with it. Same here, blame them and then blame myself. Yeah. When you get, it's just natural, isn't it? It's natural. It's our processing. It's the way that our minds process stuff so that we can learn from it. It's not a bad thing because we do learn from it. Like our minds have to process things and we have to learn from it. Working on giving up cigarettes. For me, when I drink alcohol, when I drink a lot of alcohol, when I drink a lot of alcohol in certain places, I smoke. I smoke cigarettes. Never smoke any other time. I could I could go around to someone's place for dinner and drink, and I wouldn't smoke. I could have like a glass of wine at home. I very rarely drink at home, but have a glass of wine at home and I wouldn't smoke. But if I go out to a bar, suddenly start smoking when I'm drinking. It's crazy. So yeah, mine is purely habit. Like the two of them go together for me. And I've noticed, it's really not good for me. It really affects my training. The cigarettes and the alcohol, but more so the cigarettes. Chocolate. What are top bars in English equivalent? Right, top bars. We're talking detail about top bars. Top bars it's like a wafer biscuit, and it's covered in caramel, and then it's got chocolate on. So it's like like the Grey Dun bars. It's a little bit like that, but it's a bigger version of it, and it's got Rice Krispies in the chocolate on the outside too. I would eat one of them for you, but I'm not going to. It's the evening that I start eating them. I think I struggle with protein intake, being vegetarian for 7 years. Don't need weight loss. Yeah, a little bit like a Lion Bar. Lion Bars have got peanuts in them, haven't they? No, it's not as caramelly as that. It's more wafer. It's like the Grey Dun bars, but bigger, looser, with Rice Krispies. They're really good. Don't get addicted to them though. Yeah, I don't know. I tried being vegetarian when I was in my early 20s when I was at uni, I got really weak, it's not for me. It really isn't for me. I think I tried again in my 20s and it's really not for me. I need high protein, I need meat protein. And I do really well on that, really well on meat protein. So I'm upping my meat protein at the moment. I did well yesterday. I had salmon, eggs, avocado toast for breakfast. Oh, and it was delicious. I can tolerate bits of bread and stuff now. I used to have a problem with it. And then I had like minced beef, a Thai dish with some rice for my afternoon meal once I got hungry. So that was very, very meaty. And yeah, I feel good. I felt good after that for it. So yeah, I need my meat protein, especially now, working out a lot. So I'll also, I'm eating more liver and stuff at the moment too. Just trying to get really high nutrients. It's interesting, but yeah, and so I think the chocolate, it's something about calories. I need more calories. It's hard because I'm not hungry, apart from for chocolate in the evening. So yeah, I'm trying to eat more in the daytime to stop myself from that chocolate binge in the evening, but I haven't managed it yet. Okay, more energies for today. This is cool. Play, new beginning. Having more fun. These are fun. I like doing these. I like doing this psychic cafe. It's a lot of fun. Agreed. I've always been anemic, so finding protein alternatives is not easy, but never giving up chocolate. Yeah, I got anemic when I was pregnant each time. Maybe not with the last one. Don't remember being anemic with the last one, but yeah, I was always teetering on the edge of anemia, and that's because my diet was poor back then. With my first two, especially, my diet was poor. Oh my God! Well, I was a student when I was pregnant with my first, and my diet was terrible. Don't know how I even survived it. Looking back, I can't. I would get, like, the squeezy cheese, pretend cheese in a tube, cheese and chives. My diet consisted of that, the cheapest white bread I could get. I'd have that for breakfast and I'd have that for my lunch. And then, I don't know. I don't know how I survived, really. So yeah, play and new beginnings. So that's good. Having more fun. We all deserve to have lots of fun. And when you make set that intention to have more fun, then it happens. I hope more people come on. I put some adverts. I'm trying to build this up, and I figure if I just keep on doing it, every day, then more and more people will come. Build it and they will come. Mimi. Hey, Mimi. Yes, you can have a reading. Where are you from, Mimi? Where's the cards? Oh, they're over there. Just get my cards. America. Whereabouts in America? I'll look at this instead of Georgia. I've never been to America, but I've got a lot of customers from America, so I know a fair bit about it. What does May think of my work performance? Ooh. Okay, let's see what your higher self has got to say. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is about work for you. So we attract our experiences that we have, and so how other people are thinking and feeling about us is always a reflection of how we're thinking and feeling about ourselves. So that being said, I'm connecting in with your higher self to tell you what it is that you're putting out in your work that's attracting what you're getting back. And when when you're interacting with someone and then you're nervous about it and you're unsure and you're worried that they're going to be judging you, like a lot of people, I think all of us have that. We have this little voice in our head telling us maybe we're not good enough, maybe we've said the wrong thing, maybe they don't like us, maybe they're judging us. You know, all of that that's going on in our heads. When we're like that, instead of being fully confident and expecting to be loved, they're two very different energies and they get different responses back. And so your higher self is saying, these are the first two cards, allow and feel it. So it's allow yourself to feel what your inner stuff is doing, what you're expecting. So if you're feeling nervous in an interaction with someone, allow yourself to feel that. You could even tell them. You could even like be honest about it, saying, "Oh, I'm really nervous. Like I'm expecting that you're going to hate my work." You can be like, and as soon as you feel it and own up to it, then it dissipates. And especially when you're vulnerable with someone like that, then because everyone feels like that, like everyone's got that stuff going on, and so when we admit to it, it goes away. So yeah, you're attracting how you're feeling about yourself, how you're feeling inside, and what you're expecting. So it's good to, the next cards out are growth and criticism. So it's what you're trying to grow, how you're trying to get better in your work, what it is that you're trying to grow. If you're criticizing yourself, you're expecting that same criticism from other people too. So yeah, it's really, your higher self is saying really get clear on your inner game, on what's going on inside of yourself, because that's the reflections that you're getting back. So really your higher self is putting it back on yourself. It's like, you know what her what was the question? What does May think of my work performance? You know what May thinks of your work performance, because it's what you're thinking about your work performance. It's what you're expecting. It's your self-judgments or your self-confidence. It's all a reflection of that. So yeah, work on your inner game. Nikki, may take a while to get the message out and build up viewership. Yeah. And I think, I've never really worked on getting my my YouTube channel bigger. Like I've always put my weekly reads on there and everything, but I've just like used it as a place to hold my videos rather than using it as a social channel kind of thing. And lately I've been using YouTube as a social channel more than Instagram, even Facebook. I've been using YouTube in that way as a consumer of it, because of the nutrition stuff that I've been doing, following people on there and watching lots of videos or just listening to the videos throughout the day. And so since I started using it more as a social channel like that, I thought, yeah, maybe I should be using it like this too. And so give it a go. Nikki, what does my higher self think of my new job, which is start on the 17th of October? Struggle or alignment. Oh, cool, you've got a new job. Mimi, I'll come back to you. Stay there. Cool, you've got a new job. Oh my God, Nikki, your higher self always goes on about relationships. Your higher self is like, don't focus on work, focus on relationships. It's kind of annoying, your higher self. No, it's not really. What does my higher self think of your new job? Struggle or alignment? Neither. Alignment, of course. You've attracted it because you're aligned to it. But what you're really asking is alignment with what you want, aren't you? Not alignment with yourself. Of course, everything is aligned with yourself. Intimacy. So it's a step up from your last job, personally. So what you're going to get from it is way more growth, way better things for you, especially around relationships. and appreciating yourself more. So you're going to get more appreciation from people. You're going to be able to appreciate yourself more. You're going to be able to open up to people more. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a romantic relationship there for you, because your higher self is trying to push you into romantic relationships. I don't know if you've noticed. And it's also going to test you in limitations. So in the limits that you're putting on yourself, they're going to expect more of you. And as a result, you're going to have to expect more of yourself and break through some limitations that you've got in your mind. It's going to firm you up in that. So it's going to show you what's possible. It's like with me in the managing the Muay Thai stadium. It showed me, like, because I've just worked for myself for so long, getting involved in someone else's business showed me that I have other skills and that I can make other things big, that I do have those skills and I do have what it takes, and that it broke me free of some limitations that I had imposed on myself and that I was believing about myself. And so in the same way, this job is going to break you free of some of your limitations that you're believing in too. So yeah, good. It's alignment. It's a step forward. What is it, Nikki? Tell me about it. Mimi, yes, I feel nervous a lot. Yeah, other people feel wise. Yes, she gives me criticism on things she likes. So yeah, you're attracting that, Mimi. You're attracting it all. Because of how you're feeling inside. Can I ask one more question? How does Dario feel about me? Oh, does he want to be with me or miss me? Dario. Oh, you're getting the same thing. It's about your self-belief. Oh, yeah, we can really mess up relationships by not believing in ourselves and then expecting them not to want us. Dario. Yeah, so he's kind of reflecting. Oh, that's easier. He's reflecting He's totally reflecting your belief in yourself back to you. And when, you know how when we're with pets or in nature, we get totally accepted by them generally. My mind just went to some pets that have been kind of humanized a little bit, maybe have problems because they've been abused or whatever. But generally, animals are really open with us and loving with anyone. And so you get accepted by them. And so humans are different because humans have been humanized. You know, they've got so many filters going on. It's all about us, you know, the way that we're reacting to other people is about our fears and insecurities and everything. So being with nature, being with animals allows you a reprieve. It allows you to feel better about yourself. We generally don't think, is my pet going to love me or hate me today? We don't think that. We just expect love from them. And so in the same way, in relationships, can you expect love instead of believing that you don't deserve it or that you haven't earned it in some way, expecting something else than love? Because you get what you're putting out there, you get what you're believing in yourself. So yeah, you need to raise your awareness of that, because I know it really affects our relationships. Like, relationships is what this inner game affects more than anything else. So I hope that helps. So yeah, it's a mirror to you. What is he feeling? Is feeling everything that you're feeling is up and down about you. He's unsure about you because you're unsure about yourself. I hope that helps. Nikki, thank you. I'm trying not to avoid relationships anymore, but I have shut myself away for 2 years. Yeah, and it takes time to open up. And shutting yourself away, it's not a bad thing. I did that. You need to do that. You need to get back to yourself, but then there comes a point where you need to open up again. It's good. It's good spending time by yourself and getting back to your own energy. That's what I've been doing for the last month as well. I got out of a relationship, and more than a month ago now, 5 or 6 weeks ago. And yeah, it was good to spend that time by myself, get back to myself. First of all, I started hanging out with friends a lot more than usual, but I backed down from that. Getting really clear on myself. So that's a good phase to go through. But then there comes a time to open up a bit more. Have got any information about that? 4, 3. So this new job, Nikki, this new job is going to help you with that process. So in your last job, Nikki, were people a bit cold? You live in England, so yes. It's very few warm, open, generous people in England, in my experience. There are, and I have met them, but there's a lot of people that are very cold, emotionally cold there. I'm working at Longleaf Centre Parks. Oh, cool. I went to a centre park many years ago with my kids when they were little. I can see absolute alignment with giant pine trees and giant redwood trees. Got great love for them, and for some reason, working in a forest. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and the kind of people that attracts too, the outdoorsy. They're gonna that makes sense, right, with this, because what I was just saying about cold people, you're going to be around warmer people than you were in your last job. And so it's going to allow you to go deeper in yourself. It's like if you're in a fearful, say if you're in a room with all like crazy people, like I'm talking people with big psychological problems, if you were like in a lunatic asylum, you would just be like just having to cope with that. Like you wouldn't be able to be creative or really be calm. You wouldn't be able to tune into your intuition or anything. You'd just be dealing with it. You'd just be dealing with what's going on. And then imagine being in a room full of people who are really highly creative and all doing their own thing quietly. Then you would be really intuitive, really tuned in. And so our surroundings, the people that we're around, really affect us. When we're around scary people, even if they're just a little bit scary, even if they're not scary, if their energy isn't like ours, it's still the same effect. We can't be creative. We can't really go deeper into ourselves. We can't. We're always kind of energetically dealing with who's around us. And so with this new job, you've got more opening up. Cold weather, yeah, the cold weather is a reflection of it. As cold people. Yeah, my mum used to say that in Australia people are more open because it's warmer weather. Tropics, island people, really open, really warm. It's like I've been saying, you attract what you are, so warm people end up in places like this. My past job was working with adults with learning disabilities. Some very high needs, some very challenging, including staff. So there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about. Being in the lunatic asylum and how you can't be fully creative in that. Being around Centre Park kind of people, I'm expecting them to be more open, more outdoorsy, more physical. So more looking after themselves physically, more upbeat. They're going to be more positive. It's going to be really good for you. There's one thing that I loved about I love about training though too, about the gym and the stadium and working with them. Attracts a certain kind of people I like in those places. People maybe that have had troubled pasts that are now directing that energy into better things. So putting that maybe energy that they've put into violence or darker things, and putting that into the martial art, and sorting themselves out through that way. I really like people like that. It lends a depth when people have been through big challenges and sorted out darkness within themselves and are putting it into positive things now. They're great people because they're not all like fluff and sunshine and unicorns and rainbows and stuff. I don't like that part of spirituality. It doesn't connect with me at all because I've been through the dark stuff, and it makes for interesting people. And so I really get on with people like that. People are good for me that are like that. I find them interesting. They've had life experiences, and they've done stuff. They've seen shit, they've been through shit, they've done shit themselves, and they've brought themselves out of it. They've learned from it, they've healed from it, and they're doing what they're doing now in a positive way for themselves. I really like people like that. So you're getting more toward the people that are a good match for you. So yeah, good job for you. Personally opening you up. Center Parks. I could walk in the door, read the energy to see what type of day I was going into. Yeah, I bet. Well, yeah. And that's one reason that I've worked as I've done, and the one reason that I work the way that I do, working online, is because I can manage the energy when I'm working online. So working in my own space, not seeing people one-on-one, physically in my own space, allows me to keep my energy, look after myself. And the way that I work doing the readings by email allows me to work with my energy, and do them when I'm feeling good within myself. So it takes all of that, especially when I work with people that are seeking help. I work with people that have got problems, and that's very draining. And when I had the shop in Australia, it was very draining. I found it very draining being physically around people like that, being told people's problems all the time. And I still do. I did in-person work a few months ago, and it was extremely draining. And so I've learned this way of distancing myself yet still connecting by working through email and things like this, videos and connecting. I don't have a problem in connecting, but I know how to look after my own energy, and do this at the same time without it bringing me down. And yeah, it works for me. It works for everyone else as a result. Yeah. So this is going to be better for you personally, which is awesome. I know, people like us, the aware ones, we can get locked into situations where we're helping other people. So we can put ourselves in situations like that where we're around draining people, not necessarily good for us. And when you put yourself, like when I was working on the yacht, doing the fun job on the yacht, I recognized that I was helping people. I was still using my intuition. I was still using my abilities to calm people down, to make them aware of their environment when they were in the ocean and their interactions with the fish and the sharks and stuff, and calming them down and getting them in, I was still using my gifts, but I was around people having a good time. Sometimes not having a good time, but generally when people are on a luxury 62-foot catamaran in the tropics, they're having a good time. Some people manage not to. It's incredible. Some people manage to live on this perfect island. I think it's perfect. And not have a good time. They complain about everything. It's some people. Lost track of my thoughts then. I have an interesting question for my higher self around the phenomena I see when focusing on a thought. Oh, am I visually seeing my reality being created? Oh, what happens? You focus on a thought and you get visuals. I see the visuals I get. I see auras around people. I see it in my video eyes. Can you see it around me? I can see it now. I see this glow around me, especially like with these curtains too. Chicken, what's that? She shouldn't come in the morning because she just causes trouble. She's too awake. She comes in the afternoon, she just sleeps. Okay, let's answer your question instead of getting distracted. Give a minute, need to write the process. Oh, okay. Well, I'll ask your higher self while you're doing that. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. So, Nikki, you've had a lot of visuals. Anyone else watching this? I've been reading for Nikki for a long time. And through all of those readings, I've found out a lot about her and her energy. So, you've had a lot of visuals in the past that have been overwhelming. You're connected into that visuals, you're connected into that energy. Still, you've broken free from it a lot, I feel, lately. But you've still got a bit of that left, and so this is what's bringing these visuals in. There's more letting go to do that. That's interesting because I've been getting a few visuals. So the visuals for everyone else is picking up on energy. So we can all feel energy. So you'll think about someone and then they call you. So you're picking up on energy. You're picking up on them thinking about you. Or what's another example? If you're being looked at. So say you're reading your phone or whatever in a public place, and suddenly you're aware that someone's looking at you, and so you look at them. So we've all got this awareness, but when someone's got higher awareness, or the more sensitive awareness, you can get visuals too. So not only are you feeling the energy of a place or feeling that someone's thinking about you or looking at you, you can actually see that energy too. So you can see like a visual representation of them or something like that. Yeah. I've been getting that a little bit more lately. So there was a woman turned up in my room the other night, wanted to fight me, not in a violent way, wanted to Muay Thai fight me, like a challenge kind of thing. And that was obviously just somebody that's seen me training or whatever, and that was thinking about me at the time. And I saw her as a visual in my room. So yeah, it's been happening to me too. This could be interesting. The cat is up around the camera. And so it has been happening to me a little bit more lately, but I did disconnect from it. So it used to happen to me in a big, scary, overwhelming way years ago. And I managed to disconnect myself from that and just be able to use it when I want to. So see my aura around me, I can do that. I can switch it on and off. I don't see it all the time. So like same with you can switch it on and off. You can use it. You can ask for it to see the visuals when it's actually useful for you and let go of the overwhelming stuff. This is about vulnerability too. So I don't know if you feel that too when you get the visuals. It makes you feel more vulnerable. It feels like it's happening to you rather. Intuition doesn't feel like it's happening to you, but the visuals do. Do you know what I mean? It's more imposing on your reality. Now the cat's sat facing the wall, like the wall in front of her. She's crazy. So this is about trusting yourself and being vulnerable. Feeling of vulnerability with your awareness is causing the visuals. I hope that helps. By focusing on a thought, I see points of attraction appearing which then start to dance like fireflies getting excited. They form into bubbles which attract and attach other bubbles. That's cool. By then, that's cool. So yeah, you're just seeing the energy. You're just a visual. You're a visual person. So it doesn't feel overwhelming then. It doesn't sound like it's overwhelming. You're just a visual. You're a visual person. The cat's being weird. While you're typing that out, I'm going to pick out my cards for today. So every day I pick out 4 cards for myself. I'll leave them by my bed so I've got that guidance for the whole day. Oh, that's nice. Oh. First card out. I'll show you them. I am appreciated. Warmth. That's really nice, isn't it? I am appreciated. I'm loved. I know I'm loved. I'm very much loved, especially on this island and by my customers too. I'm experiencing a lot more love. A lot more loving. And I've got gratitude and freedom. So they're my focuses for today. And I'll keep those by my bed, and I'm so grateful for my freedom. I've created a life for myself that's very free. That's awesome. So they start to dance like fireflies getting excited. They form into bubbles which attract and attach other bubbles. They then appear like cells. Then lots of strings of bubbles come out of my chest area, and the bubbles attach to the strings. Oh, cool. So it's like you're actually seeing the process of the law of attraction there, your energy, your heart energy going out and attracting. That's cool. Yeah, sounds like you're actually seeing the law of attraction. Maybe you could write a book about it. That's cool that you've seen it visually like that. So yeah, the law of attraction is about it's our mind and our heart working together. So our conscious thoughts, thinking about something, and how that makes us feel, the feeling, and so the love energy, especially love, passion, joy, that energy like amplifies what you're thinking about, and so does the negative energies too. Like anger amplifies what you're thinking about too, not in a good way. But when you're using the love, and that's when it attracts everything like that to you. That's cool. So anyone else that's joined us, feel free to pop up a message. Tell us where you're from. Tell us who you are if you want a reading, or if you want me to answer any questions about psychic stuff. We've had a few interesting people on in the last few days on this, asking all kinds of questions about mediumship and about their experiences, their psychic experiences, and the woo-woo stuff. Yes, I still have lots of jinn, like smoke beings around, but not so many now. Everything is much more settled. Yeah, I did have a big integration last week. Yeah, it's all calming down for you now. Yeah, all that stuff, I don't know, I would find it very overwhelming. And I remember, years ago, I had that. I had really overwhelming stuff, especially the visual stuff. There was, I don't know if I ever told you that story, Nikki, but I moved into this apartment. This is when I broke up with my husband, and I got an apartment. I moved out of our family home, got an apartment, and I was shortly after moving in there, I would see people. So I think the first time it happened, I was in the kitchen making dinner for my kids. They were in the lounge or something, I don't know. Anyway, dinner was almost ready, and it was like, in this apartment was like, it had stairs up. It was a first floor apartment. There were stairs up in the middle. It was like a door on the outside, an enclosed stairwell up to the top. And so the entrance door was right in the middle. It was like a central hub, and the bedrooms and the kitchen and the lounge and everything was off this central thing. And so if you were going out and to go to any other room, you were in this central part. And so I was cooking dinner, and I'd shouted to the kids, dinner's almost ready, come to the kitchen. And I'd gone to the bathroom or something, and then as I come out, I'd seen out of the corner of my eye one of the kids going into the lounge, and I said, "Come on, dinner's ready." And then I go back into the kitchen, and all three kids are sat there waiting for their dinner. I'm like, "Well, who was that? They just went into the lounge." So I went out and had a look. There's nobody there. I'm like, "I just saw one of you go into the lounge." So that was the first time. And then at night, I would start seeing. There was a woman there, and there was also a man. The man used to freak me out because he used to actually interact with me. He used to look at me. He used to like stand. I'd wake up and I'd think that he was like kneeling over the top of me, like astride from me, staring down at me. He would actually be stood through me, looking down at me. So yeah, his interacting with me was a bit freaky. She never interacted with me. She'd just wander around. And she wouldn't wander around the actual rooms. She would wander around through walls, like diagonally and stuff. Then my kids would tell me about them too. There was children there too. The kids would interact more with the children. They saw the woman. They never saw the man. The kids never saw the man. But my eldest used to wake up in the night. Oh no, my youngest saw the man. My eldest used to wake up in the night and see one of the kids playing with his toys on the floor. My youngest saw the man one time because one time he woke up screaming in the night, shouting, "Man, man, man!" He was only little. He was just a baby toddler, 1 year old or something. And he'd shout, "Man, man, man!" I'd go in, and he'd be freaking out. He'd obviously seen the man in his room. Maybe he'd been looking at him too. But all this stuff was going on, and it's like, I don't like this. Like, I don't like being woken up, being looked at in the night. And it was really interesting what happened because I talked to a friend about it, Thomas Hartman. If anyone knows him, had a radio show at the time, and he's got a TV show now, I think. Written lots of books in America. I talked to him about it, and he was saying, well, he'd heard that these entities kind of show up when they don't realize that they're dead. And he'd heard that from someone, and so he told me that. And then when I got back, I'd seen him in Germany. When I got back to the UK, my brother had been to a garage sale, car boot sale, and he had bought this really old map of the area. So he'd found this old map of the area, very old map, and we looked at it, and I looked where my apartment was, and it was all a farm. Like there was no little town there. It was just a farm, and the actual farm building was where my apartment was. And it's like, that's very interesting. So there used to be a farm here. So I wonder if this is like the family. Anyway, never saw them after that. After I'd seen that map and saw that there used to be a farm there, I never saw it like that. So then I talked to Tom about it. I'm like, now they don't show up anymore. They've gone. So well, maybe they didn't realize that they were dead, and once they saw that map through you, they realized that it's actually not the same place anymore. So yeah, really interesting. So then when I saw like entities like that afterward, I would actually converse with them and let them know that they're not here anymore, kind of thing. Creepy. Yeah, it was really creepy. Hey, Fabiana. Evening for you, is it? Whereabouts are you, Fabiana? Like the film The Ovens, yeah. Yeah, and yeah. Yes, ask a question. Ask away, Fabiana. Make a question. Mm-hmm. Where are you from? South America, I'm guessing. Who will come toward me in love? Gemini. Ooh. So your higher self isn't going to tell you who. Just letting you know. So I connecting with your higher self. So that's like your soul, your spirit, and so it's all about you. And so what I'm asking is about your love life. I'm asking for information about that. And of course, it's about self-love. Okay. Fabiana, is it? Fabiana. You're a strong person, but you're not actually acknowledging that about yourself. You're not loving that about yourself. Maybe people have told you that that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for you to be strong, and so you've kind of turned your back on that. You need to start loving that about yourself, because someone who's going to love you properly for who you really are is going to love that about you. And until you're actually accepting that you're a strong person, then it is good to actually stand in that strength and be that strong person. You're going to attract people. You're going to attract the right person if you do that. But if you're not loving that about yourself, if you're trying to downplay that, if you're trying to not be strong, if you're trying to back down from that true energy of who is you, then you're just going to attract people. You're going to attract people that judge it too. So you're going to attract people that don't want a strong person and think you're wrong for being strong. And then whenever you are actually yourself, and you let a bit of yourself out when you maybe when you've been drinking, or when you let your guard down, and then suddenly your strong part comes out, they're going to judge you for it, like you're judging yourself for it. So, and be strong. Be that strong person that you really are. Let it be all right with you, and then you're going to attract people that actually love you for who you are. So this is about healing your past. Who told you that wasn't all right? I know, like, we get conditioned, that certain aspects of ourselves are not okay. It's like, for me, how many people have told me that I do too much exercise, that I'm too muscly? I once had a massage, and how ridiculous is this? She starts massaging me. She's like, "You're too muscly." I'm too muscly. I'm not too anything. I'm myself. And it was only when I let go of all that crap of people saying that I exercise too much, that I'm too muscly. One guy that I used to work with in my 20s told me I was starting to look like a man, and it's about time I stopped working out. Now I'm more muscly than ever, and I'm training like really hard and feeling really good, and I own that about myself. Not only do I love that I look like this with my muscles and everything, but like when I'm riding around this island, people are like, "Whoa." When you've got a six-pack and you've got muscles, people are just like, "Oh," and stare at you. It's so funny. I kind of like it. I do. I really like it now. I like my body as it is. It makes me feel really good being as fit as I am. I like my strength and my power. I like the way that I look. All of it. I'm loving all of it. I'm loving myself like that, and I'm attracting that love back. I'm not getting any judgment from it. So love your strength and stand in that and be strong, and you'll attract someone that loves your strength too. The other thing is, you're kind of needy for touch. You need to give yourself that. So instead of getting into relationships, and we all need that touch, we need hugging, we need touching, we need that love, we need that physical contact from other people. Instead of getting into the wrong relationships, into relationships that you don't really want and aren't that good for you, just to get that touch, start getting it from friends. Tell your friends, like, I keep on getting into the wrong relationships because I'm kind of needy for this touch. Can we start hugging? Can we kind of give each other that, so that I'm not getting into relationships instead? You can get massages, so you can that helps too. And you can hug yourself as well. But yeah, friends, get that through friends, so that you can relax the neediness, getting into relationships for the wrong reasons. Hope that helps you, Fabiana. If you want more information from your higher self, then check out the description box for a private reading. How wonderful living on a tropical island. I know, I love it. It's not for everyone. It's a very small community. It's a small island, so it's like, I think 8 kilometers by 4 kilometers, 3 or 4 kilometers. Small island. It's so pretty much everyone knows everyone here. It's a tourist place, so you get to know everyone that lives here. Everyone's in each other's businesses. Small communities, they've got their challenges. You've got to be really aware of yourself. You can people that come here causing trouble, they don't last long. Okay. But I like it. It's good for me. If you're in your integrity, then it's not a problem at all. I love it. I love it. Very nice. Thanks, Fabiana. Thanks for coming along. Click like and subscribe and share it so that your friends can come and get readings too. This is the busiest one I've had. Wow, 2 people. I had 2 people the other day as well that were messaging. Was it 2? Is there someone else? 3. Yeah, this is the busiest. Cool. I've been to Copenhagen next door, 1992. Yeah, wow, I bet it was different then. Copenhagen, yeah, it's bigger. It's similar to here, bigger. Slightly different dynamic with the people. I like the community here. It brings a certain kind of people. So it attracts people that want the best for themselves, It attracts people that are very relaxed and easygoing. It attracts people that want to do their own thing specifically. So lots of entrepreneurs, lots of people doing their own thing. You can't come here and get a job. The jobs are only available to Thai and Burmese. Now, you used to be able to a few years ago, but they're cut down on that. There are some jobs that you can get. There are some like dive industry jobs that you can get as a Westerner, but unless you're coming here starting your own business, which is kind of hard to do too, or like me, you've got your own business in another country and you're working online, officially in another country, even though you're physically here, and then it's difficult. But yeah, the community is interesting people, very interesting people. Fun, people that allow fun, that want to have a good life. Definitely my kind of people here on the island. Didn't like Copenhagen so much, but then, I broke up with the guy that I was traveling around with, and it was a really horrible experience. That breakup, what happened to cause that breakup, it was really, really horrible experience. So yeah, I have been back. I went back. A friend of mine was fighting there, and a few of us went over, and it was awesome. We went over for one night for her fight. She didn't end up fighting in the end, but we were treated like VIPs. It was awesome, really good. And so I do have a good experience of Copenhagen now. But yeah, Koh Tao, smaller, friendlier. It's the community, and of course it's beautiful. It's a beautiful island, the beaches and the rocks and the hills. It's a beautiful island. I love it, and it's livable too. Like, there's not much shopping you can do here. We've got supermarkets and stuff you can get, and we've got like some eco shops and everything, so you can get most things. You can get most things health-wise, food-wise that you need, and supplements and stuff like that. Not so much, but I do my shopping. I do like clothes shopping when I go away on visa runs. Clothes shopping, no good here at all. Not good. But that's what makes visa runs real fun. Koh Phi Phi. Only salt water there. Then except one hotel with fresh running water. Oh, I went to Phi Phi 3 years ago. Oh my god, what a party island that is. So Phi Phi, it's like Sairee Beach. So I live in Sairee Beach here. Phi Phi is like Sairee Beach. Phi Phi is really tiny island. It's like Sairee Beach is like the party hub of this island, down there on the beach. I'm still in Sairee, but I'm up the hill. Yeah, Phi Phi is like that. It's just, yeah, Phi Phi's crazy. I did enjoy it though. I spent a couple of weeks there. I did enjoy it. Yeah. I couldn't live there. No way. That would be like, when I first came here, I lived on the beach in the party bit, and I lived there for eight 8 months. I was going to say 8 years. 8 months, and yeah, the noise. It was great being amongst it. It was great while I was getting to know the island, but I'm getting to know people here. But yeah, being in the party all the time, noise. Much prefer it up here. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to stop there because I've been going for over an hour. I'll stop it on 1. It's going to be 1 minute, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds soon. Thank you, Nikki. Thanks for coming along, and Mimi and Fabiana. It's awesome that these things are picking up. Beautiful country. Oh, I love Thailand. Thai boxing in Bangkok Stadium. Yeah. Frenzied betting. I love Muay Thai. I love it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nikki. So great to spend some time with you, Nikki. That was cool hanging out and having coffee together. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day, and I'll catch you. Come along tomorrow if you can, if you want to stay up. And enjoy your new job if I don't talk to you before then. Bye. I'm just going to wait a few more seconds, so it's 1 minute, 11 minutes and 11 seconds. No,